We are looking at one problem today. First, we want to look at sum and difference rule. From there, we look at product rule, we look at product of fractions, and several others. The sum of three consecutive whole numbers is 108. Find the numbers. We have three consecutive numbers. When we add three of them, we have 108. So which numbers are that? We don't know. Therefore, let the first number be a plus another number, let's say a plus 1, plus another number a plus 2. If I add these three numbers, I will have 108. Okay, therefore I open all the brackets, a plus 1 plus a plus 2 equal to 108. Add all the variables and add all the numbers. A plus a gives me 3a. 1 plus 2 will give me 3 equal to 108. Let's collect like terms. I will have 3a is equal to 108 minus 3. 3 will go over to the whole number part. To the whole number. Therefore, we now have 3a to be equal to 105. We divide both sides by 3 and by 3. This cancels this. We have a to be equal to 35. Okay, so a is 35. How do I get the rest of the numbers? Remember, three numbers are added. This is a plus 1, a plus 2. Therefore, a is 35. A plus 1 means 35 plus 1. That means the second number is 36. Then for the third number, plus 2. Therefore, say 35 plus 2. This gives me 37. So the three numbers that I will add to get 108 is these three numbers. Number 2. The difference between 19 and another number is 53. Find the two possible values for the other number. Let a be the number. Now remember, we are looking for two possible values that could be a. A could be either a positive or a negative number, that I can find its difference with 19 to get 53. Okay, let's assume that a is a number that is less than 19. If a is a number that is less than 19, I'll simply say that 19 minus a will give me 53. With this, I can find my a. We make a the subject formula from here. That means carry 19 over to 53, or you carry 53 over to 19. Let's say 19 minus 53, because 53 will cross the equality sign. Hence, it crosses the equality sign, it becomes negative because it is positive here. Equal to a will cross and become positive. Now 19 minus 53 will give me minus 34. That means my a is equal to minus 34. Let's check it out. Put minus 34 here and see if you can get 53. If I say 19 minus 34, let's see if it will give us 53. Now, minus becomes plus. So I have 19 plus 34. This will give me 53. So the number could be minus 34. But then it is possible that that number, let's say a, is a number greater than 19. It is possible it's a number greater than 19. So if it is a number greater than 19, of course a will subtract 19 to give us 53. So let's find what number that could be greater than 19. That when we find the difference, we get 53. So make a subject formula again. This is equal to 53. 19 will cross. We have plus 19. So we add the both of them. That means my a is equal to 72. So 72 is a number that if I find the difference with 19, I will have 53. Let's confirm. Since I have a minus 19 to be 53, that means 72 minus 19. We have another question here, the third question here. The sum of four consecutive numbers is minus 130. Find the difference between the first and minus 130. Let the first number be x. The second number will be x plus 1. The third number will be x plus 2. And the fourth number will be x plus 3. Therefore, if I add all of them, I will have minus 130. If I add all the numbers, I will have minus 130. Therefore, add all the variables and add all the numbers separately. So I have x, and x, that is 4x, plus I have 1, 2, and 3, that is 6, equal to minus 130. Let us connect like terms. I will have 4x to be equal to 6 we cross. I have minus 130. If 6 crosses, it becomes minus 6. Now, minus 130 minus 6 will give me minus 136. Therefore, we divide by 4. If 4 divides itself 1, that means my x is minus 34. Okay, so that means the first number is minus 34. To find the second number, we simply say that it is x plus 1, which will give us minus 34 plus 1. Now, minus 34 plus 1 will give me minus 33, because 34 is bigger than 1. Therefore, the outcome has to be negative. For the third one, I have x plus 2 to be minus 34 plus 2. This gives me that x is equal to, this gives me that the second value becomes minus 32. Then for the last value, which is adding 3, I'll say minus 34 plus 3. If I add 34 to minus 34 to 3, I'll have minus 31. So the 4 consecutive numbers are minus 34, minus 33, minus 32, and minus 31. Okay, now the question says, find the difference between the first and minus 31. Now the first is minus 34. Therefore, the difference between minus 34, and minus 130. Look at this. Remember, minus 34 is the first number. Minus 130 is the next number we are looking for, its difference with 34. Therefore, we subtract the both of them. Okay, so I have minus 34. Minus times minus gives me plus. Therefore, I am looking for minus 34 plus 130. This gives me plus 96 as my answer. Let's look at problems on products. When two numbers are multiplied, the outcome is what we call product. So we have a problem here. The product of two numbers is 63. If one of the numbers is 7, find the second number. This is quite simple. Remember that when two numbers multiply itself to get another number, we say it is product. So let the first number be x. Therefore, we say x times 7 will give us 63. X times 7 is 7x, equal to 63. Therefore, divide both sides by 7. We get our x. 9. Alright. So the number is 9. Therefore, we say 7 times 9, we have 63. Another problem on product. The product of three numbers is 40, 20. Two of the numbers are 15 and 4. Find the third number. This is simple also. We have three numbers, 15 times 4 times another number which I don't know, let's say y, will give us 40, 20. Then we multiply the 3 here. 4 times 15 gives me 60y. If I multiply y with it, equal to 40, 20. Therefore, divide by 60, divide by 60. 0 cancel 0. That means my y is 67. Okay, if I divide 6 and 402, I will have 67. Therefore, the number in question is 67. So if we say 15 times 4 times 67, we have 40, 20. You can press your calculator and confirm. Let's look at the combination of sum, difference, and product. We have a problem here. Find the product of 5 and the positive difference between 11 and 26. Now, we have what we call the positive difference and negative difference. If 8 subtract 4, I will have 4. So 4 is the positive difference between 8 and 4. But if 4 subtracts 8, I will have minus 4. Therefore, minus 4 is the negative difference between 4 and 8. Okay, so when we are asked to get the product of positive difference between 26 and 11, that means 26 must subtract 11. This gives me 15. Therefore, the product of 5 and the difference is 15. Therefore, I'll say 15 times 5. If I multiply 15 by 5, I will have 75. So let's solve another problem here. The sum of the products of 3 and 12 and the product of 5 and 9. Therefore, I'll get the product of 12 and 3, get the product of 5 and 9, and sum the both of them. Okay. Now the product of 12 and 3 will give me 36. The product of 5 and 9 will give me 45. Therefore, adding the both of them, I will have 81. Therefore, the sum of the product of 12 and 3, 5 and 9 is 81. Let's look at problems involving fractions. We are asked to find the product of 2 over 1 over 2 and minus 4 and divide the result by minus 1 whole number 1 over 3. So I have product of 2 whole number 1 over 2 times and 4. This is same as 5 all over 2 because 2 multiplying 2 will give me 4 plus 1, 5 times minus 4. Okay, so if 5 multiplies minus 4, I will have minus 20, that is all over 2. Now divide 20 by 2, I will have minus 10. And then we are asked to divide the answer by 1 whole number, minus 1 whole number, 1 over 3. Okay, so that's the minus 10 divided by minus 1 whole number, 1 over 3. Change this into an improper fraction. I'll have minus 10 divided by 3 times 4 gives me 3 plus 1. This is 4 all over 3. In order to divide this problem, I'll simply change this division into multiplication and invert the fraction. 3 goes up and then 4 comes down. So I'll multiply minus 10 times, okay, we have negative here, times minus 3 over 4. Now, minus 10 times minus 3 will give me plus 30 all over 4. Now, how many 4 can we find inside 30? 7. Remaining 2 all over 4. That means we will have 7 whole number 1 over 2. Because we have 2 over 4 will give me 1 over 2. We want to solve problems involving equations. The product of a certain number and 5 is added to 3. The result is 2. Find the number. This is simple as what we have been solving. Now, we say the product of a certain number, let the number be y. So the product of y and 5, we add it up to 3, we have 2. This is mathematical representation of this statement. Okay, so y times 5 gives me 5y plus 3 equal to 2. I have 5y plus 3 equal to 2. Therefore, collect like terms, I'll have 5y to be equal to 2 minus 3. 3 will cross over to 2 because they are like terms. I'll have 5y to be equal to minus y. Therefore, we divide both sides by 5. Divide both sides by 5. This cancels this. I'll have y to be equal to minus 1 over 5. Let's solve another problem here. When 1 is subtracted from 3 times a certain number and then divided by 5, the result is the same as when 1 is added to the number. What is that number? Okay, let the number be, let's say v this time around. Now we say that 3 times a number subtracts 1, 3 times v subtracting 1 and then divided by 5 will give me that same number plus 1. V plus 1. Look at this. 3 times a certain number, 3 times a certain number V, subtract 1. Subtract 1. The result is same as when 1 is added to that number. That number is V. When we add 1 to it, we have the same thing. Then remember, we are dividing this one by 5. We have 3 times V to give me 3V minus 1 all over 5 equal to V plus 1. At this point, we cross multiply. 3V minus 1 multiply 1 will give me 3V minus 1. 5 multiplying V plus 1 will give me 5 into V plus 1. Expand the bracket. 3V minus 1 is equal to 5V plus 5. 5 times V, 5V. 5 times 1, 5. Let us collect like terms. Alright. 5V will come over to 3V. Minus 1 will go over to 5. Therefore, have 3V minus 5V is equal to 5 plus 1. If 1 crosses, it becomes plus. 3V minus 5V will give me minus 2V equal to 6. Therefore, divide by minus 2, we divide by minus 2. Minus 2 will cancel minus 2. Therefore, I will have V to be equal to negative number dividing a positive number makes the outcome negative. So I will have my V to be minus 3. Thank you for watching. In my next video, we'll be solving word problems involving age and motion. The age of a father is twice the age of the son 3 years ago. In the next 5 years, what will be the age of the father? We'll be solving problems like that. Thank you. Please don't forget to hit the subscription button.